Responding to Operation Midnight Hammer, Iran launched a missile attack on the U.S. Udeid Air Base in Qatar, which was notified in advance. Gulf allies like Saudi Arabia, UAE, called this attack a clear violation of Sovietness, while countries like Qatar and Iraq have temporarily closed their airspace, which shows that there is a fear of conflict spreading in the region. Meanwhile, Trump has said that a phased ceasefire can be implemented within 24 hours, while Iran has said that no final deal has been made in this matter yet, but if Israel stops its attacks, then Iran is ready to stop strikes, which is an example of conditional deterrence. Now, one thing is clear from all this: along with military action on the ground, diplomacy is also unclear. In such a situation, what do you think? Will Iran and Israel now choose the path of peace? Or will they continue this war? Do tell us in the comments. The United States has launched a military strike against Iran. Today, June 22nd, the U.S. Air Force launched an airstrike on Iran's Fordow fuel enrichment plant and Natanz nuclear facility. So can the United States defeat Iran? The editor still says that it can't be defeated at all. Some friends may say that the Americans have already started fighting, so you should stop talking nonsense here. We said in the previous videos that it is not ruled out that several rounds of airstrikes will be launched, and the troops will eventually withdraw in disgrace. But this is far from a full-scale war. It is impossible to completely conquer Iran and try to turn Iran into a second Iraq. And don't think the United States is so awesome. The Middle East flat-headed brother Houthi armed forces have not yet entered the battlefield, and Russia will not sit idly by. As a neighbor of Iran, Pakistan also announced on June 14th that it will do everything possible to support Iran. If the Red Flag missile and Rainbow UAV, plus a complete set of J-10C combat systems are provided to Iran, the American military myth is afraid that it will end. Now, only one round of airstrikes has been launched, which is not a big win. Next, let's analyze it from different aspects. First, let's talk about the comparison of military strength. The U.S. military's Navy, Army, and Air Force have an absolute advantage in technical equipment. They have advanced fighter jets, tanks, ships, missiles, and other weapons and equipment, and are highly informationized, with strong precision strike capabilities and sea and air control. If we only talk about being big on the surface, then it is directly crushing Iran. But why can't the US beat Iran, even with these advanced weapons? If it could be easily won, the US would have started a few years ago. Why wait until Iran is almost about to develop nuclear weapons before fighting? Let's take a look at Iran's defensive advantages. Iran has a significant regular army and Revolutionary Guards, with a total strength of 1 million and about 10 million militia reserves. In particular, most of the main military facilities in Iran are built in reinforced fortifications, 50 to 90 meters underground, and some nuclear facilities are even hundreds of meters deep. No matter how powerful the US airstrikes are, it is impossible to flatten a mountain. Iran's terrain is very complex. The capital, Tehran, is located in a mountainous area at an altitude of 1,200 meters, surrounded by dense anti-aircraft missiles. This complex terrain is more difficult than the United States' previous fight against the Houthi armed forces. The United States is targeting Iran's nuclear capabilities. Only by severely damaging Iran's underground nuclear facilities and preventing it from developing nuclear weapons can it be considered a real victory. But this is Iran's lifeblood. Can the United States easily succeed? And as we said above, Russia will not sit idly by. The two countries are close strategic partners. If it really comes to the point of life and death for Iran, even if Russia faces the current Russia-Ukraine conflict, it will support Iran and provide equipment. Also, some time ago the United States spent at least $1 billion on military expenditures. At that time, the weapons and equipment deployed were no less than now. After fighting with the Houthis for nearly 2 months, didn't they withdraw in disgrace? This time, the Houthis will also join Iran to fight the United States. So friends, the military strength of the United States is indeed ranked first, but on the battlefield, it also depends on Iran's complex terrain, defense capabilities, and military allies behind it. It has been clearly stated before that it is inevitable for the United States to launch several rounds of airstrikes on Iran, but it is a daydream to want to put Iran in a situation like Iraq and fully conquer Iran's nuclear facilities. In the end, not only will he not win, but he will also fall into a long-term war quagmire. This is by no means the editor talking nonsense in pursuit of traffic. The old Americans are there because the facts are there. The United States attacked Iraq before because Iraq was relatively isolated and had no allies. And now, the strength behind Iran is not something the United States can afford. Finally, I emphasize again that I have made it very clear in the previous few videos that it is not ruled out that the United States will launch several rounds of airstrikes to destroy some ground facilities. But this does not mean that the United States will go to war with Iran in an all-out manner. To take a step back, even if the United States dares to start a full-scale war, it will not be able to defeat Iran and the military support behind it. It will only be dragged into a long-term quagmire of war, and may even become the fuse of a world war. Whether the United States can maintain its military hegemony is another matter. Subscribe channel for support me.